CSU fan from Fort Collins, Colorado. I'll let you do the math there. He said, "Did you see your boy Klatt carrying water for Deion by saying Colorado could win the Big 12 this year?" As a matter of fact, I did see Joel Klatt say that if everything were to go right for Colorado this year in a conference as unpredictable as the Big 12, they could win it. Did he predict it to happen? I didn't hear that. Did he say it's likely? I did not hear that. He did say it could happen. I'm not going to call that carrying water per se, because this happens to me all the time. That's not carrying water. I don't even care if he's rooting for it to happen. He did play quarterback there, by the way. I don't even care if he's rooting for it to happen. It's not carrying water to state facts. I'm not carrying water for the sky because I call it blue. It just is. So it's unlikely. Their over-under win total's 5.5. To win the Big 12, they're at plus 4,000 odds. Yeah, it would be noteworthy. I'll grant you that. But are you ready to show me what the hierarchy in the Big 12 is going to be if everyone has that conference figured out? So the Deion tax, it sucks. Deion Sanders, love the dude to death. He is so transcendent. He's such a big name that last year we learned about the Deion tax together, didn't we? We had Deion take the job, and it stirred all of us up because we're college football fans, and we watched him in yesteryear. I'm a Braves fan. That dude played in the World Series and in the Super Bowl. It's insane. Deion Sanders is an athlete, just unbelievable. As a personality, unbelievable. As a TV guy, unbelievable. And now he's going to be the head coach at Colorado. Unbelievable. Sold out the spring game. Unbelievable. Just keep using that word over and over again. So a lot of us, I'll just speak for myself, we're in a situation where we're looking forward to seeing what Deion and Colorado are going to be last year. Here was the problem. They beat TCU in week 1. Josh, why is that a problem? Well, it's not for Colorado. It was a problem because it got everyone's attention, and then a bunch of folks who don't know which way is up in college football could probably not even tell you Colorado's mascot until Friday of the Nebraska game last year. They all come and they all gather around and they start spouting off opinions about Colorado. And all of a sudden you get predictions like Colorado could make the playoff, Colorado this, Shedeur Sanders that. And you've got people like me who predicted a modest improvement for Colorado in year 1 and who said, boy, he's still got a lot of work to do. Let's be patient here. Let's give him some room to work. And they win in week 1, and that's a great story. Okay, you got all that, and then you have like 500 people fly past you on the interstate, and you say, whoa, man, they're flying. And then you get up to the next exit ramp, and there they are. And they've gotten up there and they start to say all kinds of nonsensical things about Colorado and Deion. Thus the Deion tax that those of us who know the sport had to pay. So in my world, here's what that sounded like. I go from saying good for Deion Sanders and good for Colorado, and it's still got a long way to go. I mean, they'll crash back to earth eventually this year on the field, but already year 1 is a win. Go from that to having to say, Colorado's not going to make the playoff. Are you crazy? Colorado's not going to be close to Oregon. Are you crazy? Well, that sounds like you're hating on Deion Sanders in Colorado. You're not. You're stating facts. So I got accused of carrying water for him last year. Then I got accused of hating on the dude. And this happened in about the span of 6 days. And so I appreciate Deion. The Deion tax I could do without. In the WNBA right now, they're paying the Caitlin Clark tax. Because you got folks talking about the WNBA who could not tell you anything about their league if their life depended on it, but they got a take right now, and it's nauseating. And I picture people, because there are people out there who are diehard WNBA fans. You got to be drowning in it right now. The CC tax. Well, we've got that. It's the Deion tax in college football. We've got it. We dealt with it last year. Their over-under win total's 5.5 this year. So I'm going to tell you now, when none of those folks are paying attention, the casuals are off doing who knows what they do this time of year, but they'll be back. They'll be back. Deion and Colorado go to Nebraska in week 2. They'll be back, but it's Thursday, June 6th, and I'm telling you, if they go over 5.5, that is a phenomenal story. That's a phenomenal first 2 years. If they do that, enrollments are up out there. The financial contributions and the financial windfall the marketing, the free marketing windfall that they've already enjoyed because of him, it's already a win on so many levels. If they were to win 6 games this year, though, and hit that over, what would people say? If they win 6, I'm telling you, that's a phenomenal year. What would people say? I think you know what they would say. Mainly the ones responsible for you paying the Deion tax. I think you know what they would say. So, yeah, it's going to be another one of those years where the conversation's not based in reality. There is no logic. You can take your logic and you wad it up and throw it out your window. There is no logic in this. And then towards the end of the year, there'll be a whole nother conversation of, well, if Shador's gone, where's Deion Sanders going? That one's legit, but I'm not having it right now. But yeah, Klatt's not carrying water for them. Or if he is, he is. I don't really care. You know, that's this whole other conversation that you could have. Not even about Joel Klatt, about people in general who talk, people who commentate. Take your color analysts. Take your play-by-play guys. Take people who just have shows like me. There's a fascination with who these people grew up rooting for or where they went to school. I've never cared. I could know that the play-by-play guy has bias for one team and not care. As long as he's doing the job at a high level, I could know. I could have a monitor in the booth. Now, this would be unprofessional, but I'm telling you my feel on it. I could have a monitor in the booth, and I could watch Herb Street fist pump every time Ohio State gets a first down. If he calls the game professionally, I wouldn't care. I could watch Cannell fist pump every time FSU gets a first down. If he calls the game professionally, I don't care. I never really cared about rooting interest. And then we got guys like Gary Danielson at this network who get hated on by everyone because he's got the audacity to just speak his mind and not really care about the consequences, which to me is the best kind of color analyst because he's not beholden to anything or anyone. And the best thing about Danielson is everybody thinks he's a homer of every team except their team because he's a hater of their team. That probably just means you've done your job at a pretty high level. That's my opinion.